Free the Guys podcast with Juju G. Always yelling free the guys, free the guys. Always congratulating those that's free and hoping those that's incarcerated get free, obtain their freedom somehow. But freeing just physical, like I said, a state of mind, because there's those dudes that's doing life, that's cool with it, that's content with it, that they have peace. So free is also mental. But today, it's a big day. It's always a big day. Like, my brother got killed on 10/19/09. So we always remember that day. We always do something for that day. So just like that, I got out. I always do a podcast. Well, this is my second year, so I'm doing a podcast on this day. I'm doing an episode on this day. Like, but I got a good friend, someone I grew up with, someone I went through a lot with. Introduce yourself, bro.
My name Yayo, man. You know what I'm saying? Friends I grew up with, you know, called me Claudio, you know what I'm saying? But I never went by that name, man. Everyone called me Yayo, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I've been growing up with him from a young age, man. I met him a long time ago, and before I get into the details, man, I want to thank you for letting me come on your podcast, man. Yeah. This shit's gonna be big, man, and you're growing in numbers, man. I just want to say thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate it, but the reason why I want to have bro on there, because a lot of people love my brother. A lot of people could say something about how, but like he got a lot of situations because him and my brother, even though you way younger than my brother, him and my brother used to get into it all the time and shit. But the reason why, it's in the moments that count that show you who you really are, especially when it come to death. So, like, he showed me a lot. Like, bro showed me a lot. And the reason I wanted him on there because he was there with when my brother got killed. So, like, I told the story of, like, I was using the bathroom. I was in someone's crib and I heard the shots, and then I come out. But he lived it at a young age, 15 years old. He seen his friend get killed, and like I heard it, so I could tell my point. But it's different coming from the person who actually lived it. Like, I lived it too with having lived through his loss. But like, what happened on that day?
Shit, man. I mean, to go right to the beginning, it kind of was like I remember talking to my boy's uncle, talking to my boy, and I was like, hey, I want to make some money, whatever. This was kind of previous to the weekend, so I was like, his grandpa told me to come by, like, hey, I could organize some tours for him or whatever, kind of get, separate things or whatever, and. So, my thing was to make some money, because I was like, shit, man, I'm going to make some money real quick. I'm going to go buy some bud, whatever. So, when I woke up that Sunday, I remember waking up. I'm like, shit, man, I'm going to try and get there. It was probably like 8, 9 in the morning. And I'm all fucking, I got ready, man. I went out there on the block and fucking, knocked on fam's door and shit and whatever. We talked, and then fucking I ended up helping his grandpa with whatever I had to do. So we ended up after I did that, you know what I'm saying, I got paid and shit, and I'm like, hey fam, I'm gonna go, whatever, get some tree down the block. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too far, like, whatever. So I get there and shit, and I'm like, hey fam, I got some bud, and I remember seeing my boy Hav. I'm like, what's up, G? You want to smoke? He was already kind of getting his shoes on. You know what I'm saying? So, he got his shit, and we went out there and shit, and it was cool. It was kind of like a regular day.
I remember when he came to the crib. We had Black Script, Free Black. I'm saying, I was yelling Free Black. So, folks, I'm already at Black Script. So folks come in, and it was hectic. It was war. It was war, like, what it was like
around 07, 06, all the way to damn near fucking, damn near 2012, man. It was real bad, you know what I'm saying?
So like he my older brother, how my older brother and shit. So like when Yayo came, he like, hey, like, how you want to smoke? I ain't smoke. So he like, how you want to smoke? So he like, Yeah, so he just get to instantly put it on his shoes. So as they leaving, like he said, they about to go smoke at bro's crib. So as they leaving, they like walking out. I'm like, hey. And he look at me. I'm like, hey, bro, like, you know not to be outside, right? So he like, man, whatever. Like, you know, he my older brother. So he like, man, all right, man. I'm like, hey, man, like, excuse me. I'm like, you know not to be outside, right? So he like, all right, like, you ain't trying to hear what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm like, hey, like, I get his attention. Hey, fam, and he see I'm getting mad. Like, hey, fam, like, you know not to be outside, right? And he like, he look at me, and I like some part about me knew like this the last time I'm seeing him. Like I can't explain it, but it's like, you know. See, like he was more calm. He was like, all right, and y'all walked out. Like, so what happened after that when y'all walked out?
Well, we went back to fam's crib, and you know, I remember his mom was cooking some food or whatever. So, you know, we was just chilling, you know what I'm saying? We was kind of just kicking it, whatever. And I think we ended up smoking off jump. And then fucking, we ended up, I think I still had a couple bucks left and shit, man. So we went to Sam's, I think it was Sam's Club. Not Sam's Club,
the corner store.
The corner store shit, man. That corner store was legendary, man. It's kind of sad to see it just an empty lot now, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, you know, that they always hooked us up there, man. Shit was cheap around the time too, you know. So we went over there, man. We got some shit, and you know, we even shared a drink, man. We shared a little Arizona shit, man. We, you know, kind of split it or whatever, and we got some chips or whatever, and some other shit, some guards, and yeah, and from there we ended up going back to the spot, and we were just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We was over there in the back. You know, it had his little space
in
and
the gangway.
So from the back to the alley, we were kind of back and forth, and your brother kept putting me like in the headlock, and we were just horsing around and shit. He always just fucking with me and shit. So we were just out there horsing around and shit, and fucking you know, we ended up going back over there, and I don't know if we were smoking or whatever. But I know we was waiting on the food, and you know, it's crazy because I was actually just standing up most of the whole time, right in front of your brother. You know what I mean? And I remember, you know, fam brought me some juice and shit, and where I had it sat down, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of by like the second stair.
Lean up closer.
Yeah, it was kind of like by the second stair. You know what I'm saying? And so I sat down and shit, and I remember drinking my drink. No, before I drank my drink, I remember looking at your brother. You know what I'm saying? I kind of remember looking up at your brother and shit, and he was just kind of looking, bro. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. So I drank my drink, and while I'm drinking my drink, you know what I'm saying, some shots ring off. And, you know, when the shots ring off and shit, I mean, the shit was kind of like nonstop, man. I mean, you know, when these moments happen, shit's happening so fast, so it kind of felt like 100 shots. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of like balled up, and you know, I'm kind of thinking they busting from the alley. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just balled up, kind of like, man, what, you know?
You slipping?
Yeah, and I feel your brother kind of jump over, and he hits the fence, you know what I'm saying? And the shot's still ringing off, and he kind of like takes off. So, you know, I just follow him, you know what I'm saying? I get up and whatever, and the shot's still going, whatever, and fucking, you know, as I'm running back towards him, he's running to the front, and he's holding his side when he was running, you know what I'm saying? You know, so when he gets to the front, he kind of just falls down, and like kind of just slides over, you know.
You said as he hold his side, his last words
so
were, "Oh shit!"
You know, when I jump over him, you know what I'm saying? On the corner of my eye, I see the motherfucker that was just busting at us coming out the cut, and you know, I didn't really, you know, see him like that. You know what I'm saying? But I remember he had his hood up, and I remember he sees me, and he busted a couple more shots. You know, so when I saw him, I was kind of already like sliding on the floor. You know, so like, man, when he busted, man, whatever, he busted a couple times, but he kept going. So I kind of crawled up by the next door, you know what I'm saying? They had some steps, and motherfucking yeah, I crawled to the corner, man. It just felt like he was just gonna come and kind of just, you know,
Finish you off.
Yeah, finish me off, and you know what I'm saying? It never happened. So, you know, after a couple whatever, I just trying to see Hav kind of hunch up and kind of, you know, trying to breathe. So I run over to him and fucking I pick him up, and like I was kind of like trying to see where he was hit. And I remember lifting his shirt, and he had like a bullet hole on the side of his like ribs, and man, I was kind of panicking. I went to banging on the door, you know, I'm telling family like to call the ambulance, whatever. You know, whatever, and I remember having some weed. I went, like, put through the blunt to the side, and I look, and there was a cop running down the street, and you know, the cop was coming down the street with his gun out. I didn't even know there was a cop on the block that had a sister. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like he was just visiting his sister, and shit happened. You know, whatever. Motherfucker running down the block, and you know. Fam come out, and everyone, you know, a bunch of people start, you know, showing up. I run down to the alley and to get Jew, and fucking I'm like, fam, your brother just got shot, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of just ran out the door, you know, we run over there, and ambulance is already there and shit, and fucking you know, they got fam on the gurney, and you know, it was messed up from there. You know, and fam's trying to talk to his brother, and you know, and from there they took him to the hospital, and man, he was just pronounced dead, and
it, like, one thing that stuck with me was when you told me, like, when bro touched his side, my brother's last words was, "Oh shit!" Like, bro knew something was wrong. He knew. Like, it was serious. Like, and you hear people's last words, like, that shit hit me hard. Like, and when it happened, you know, like, dude kept busting on him when they reached out the gangway because he was in the opposite gangway. And when Hav fell, like, he turned over. And the reason why he jumped over is a big porch when he jumped over. Yeah, like, he was always athletic, the fastest person, like, in the hood, like, in school. Like, I'm 6'3", he was 6'1". Like, he was super athletic, so... Like, when he fell, he kept busting, and Yayo jumped over him to shield him. Like, who does that? Like, who does that? Like, most people trying to get out that jam. But, like, when, like we used to tell each other, like, me and bro used to hit the cuss, like, every day. It wasn't like, oh, some days, like, and I don't know shit. Like, people say slide now, that's... We used to call it lamping up because, folks, we posted like a lamp outside your crib. Like, after that shit happened, like, we used to lamp up for hours in your bush, in your cut. You know what I'm saying? By your car, waiting for you to come out. So I don't really know shit about sliding. I know shit about like lamping up, but being bro was like after that shit, like who jumps on top of somebody when they getting shot at? Like, bros, he really done at the time. He's really gone, like, man, he still jumped on top, but he heard my brother's last words. He seen bro falling, and he seen bro, like, breathing his last breaths. Like, he was there with bro, and saying, like, and that shit gave me, like, PTSD, ain't it?
Yeah, I want to also talk about that. Like, when, after the situation happened, you know, I didn't know I was kind of experiencing like trauma from that. Like, I never knew like the
severity of it.
Yeah, like I didn't know like how the shit affects you, you know. So I think
you 15 too.
Yeah, you know, I'm 15 around the time.
All my family thought you was my age. All my family, yeah, and he's way younger. Yeah, he's way younger.
I was a baby out there, man. And you know, after the situation happened, and fucking I remember there was a situation where I was driving one of my boys, and you know, we see, you know, opposition and shit. We see this motherfucker slipping, and mind you, you know what I'm saying, like. You know, I'm just what I'm seeing. I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing. You know, I'm seeing him, you know, pick up his shirt and he start busting. I'm hearing the shots like ringing in my ear. You know, so I'm like, I duck down and shit. And I'm like, you know, you get busted at, you duck down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my nigga, I'm like, go fam, go woo woo. You know what I'm saying? And fucking he takes off, and then when he gets to the next corner, he kind of slows down, like, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, fam. I kind of realized I was tripping, like, you know what I mean? And you know, he kind of was like, man, you tripping, woo, and it kind of sat in my head, but then it happened again. I remember I was with his little brothers and shit. We was kind of walking to this dude's crib we used to always be at, and you know, we had hit a gangway and shit, and kind of like there's this gangway we kind of watch out for, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up seeing kind of like the same person I saw that day, like in the cut, like with his head down. So it's snowing around that time, you know what I mean? So I kind of just had a reaction like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I started running. And I started running up the stairs, like, go, fam, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers is kind of like, fam, you tripping. And we all looking, we looked in the cut, whatever. And in all reality, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying?
You seen shit.
Yeah, I'm seeing shit that it's just like I was experiencing some trauma that I didn't even know was there. And, you know, for people who experience these things, like it is there. It makes you paranoid, kind of like, yeah, man. It it just it bothers you, and yeah, man. That's what happened with me afterwards. It didn't happen. It happened twice, but then after that, kind of like a depression came with me, cause I did feel like.
Cause we was kids.
Yeah,
like at the time we thought we was grown, but
yeah,
being 15 years old, seeing everything we seen.
Yeah. I kind of felt like it was my fault. Like the thing that was going through my head was kind of like, damn, I should have never asked him to smoke. You know, maybe it would have went different, you know. But mind you, we ended up seeing somebody when we were out there chilling, someone that, you know, like, because it was a violent weekend, you know what I mean? Some shit happened, you know, it was a fight or whatever, McDonald's, and then, you know, some other shit happened. And then Sunday came, and this is when we lost, you know, Havel. And, you know, what I'm getting at is, man, I got lost for a second.
No, it's cool. But when, after all that, like, you know, you was there when bro get killed. Like, when you seen someone die, like, that shit changes you. But, like, my brother got killed. It's different from, like, when your friend, you could be a close friend with somebody, but when your brother get killed, when you took a shower with like when you take a bath with somebody, like you really close in age, like a year apart, you 2 years apart. So I used to take baths with my brother. My mom got embarrassing pictures of us. So like you grew up with them, y'all a year apart. Like recently, not too long ago, like after everything you've been through, like Danny got killed, and you hear the stories of he saying, I'm scared, I'm saying. So after you seen someone's brother get killed, like, and then your brother get killed, and he's saying, like, as his body dysfunctioning, these are his last words, I'm scared. Just like my brother's words were, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This was my brother's last words, like, that shit deep. Because my brother knew something was wrong. So your brother knew something was wrong, and he says, oh shit, no, I'm scared, I'm scared. So what's that like after seeing my brother get killed and then your brother getting killed and those were his last words? What's that like? Like, how did that hit you?
If I had to be honest with you, my nigga, I know the pain you felt. I know the pain you felt. Um, you don't realize like that is your half, especially being
a part of you.
Yeah, you don't realize how close you guys are. Even if like you grow up and you're adults and you're doing your thing. He's got
You got your differences.
Yeah, you got your whatever. You don't see him too often, but whatever. But the brother love is there, and I feel you. I feel your pain now, like the strong pain that comes with it when you lose your brother. I lost my brother a year ago, and it was unexpected, but it was to gun violence, and to this day, I don't feel myself, and mentally, I try to be strong. You know, I got the kids and shit. You know, at the house, and it bothers me. I'm not a person to seek therapy, but it does hurt, and I didn't realize that was gonna be my last hug with him. When I last saw him, I actually had to travel on the road, and you know I was traveling for work, and I remember hitting him up, and I was like, hey, bro, I need to get some let me get some Addies, you know what I'm saying, woo, so I could wake up, and make this drive. You know, I got to drive to Maine and shit, and he's like, yeah, woo. I'm like, hey, I'm kind of in a rush. I'm packing and shit, and you know what I'm saying. I was like, can I meet you, whatever, in Denny's and shit. And I met him, and we was just rapping and shit. And he just got his car recently, you know what I'm saying. So he's kind of all hyped. He's showing me his little lights and shit in the car, and
He's doing his thing.
yeah, you know. And I kind of felt like I'm like, oh man, he you know, like I felt like, you know, that's a Puerto Rican thing. No offense, but I kind of feel like I was like, yeah, he doing all these extra. There's so many lights in the car and shit. So whatever, and you know, we said goodbye to each other, and we gave. I didn't even realize it was gonna be my last hug with him. And I remember when we left, I ended up calling him just to finish the conversation that we didn't finish in person. And yeah, man, I know what you feel like now. You know, when you hear about a person losing a brother, you kind of be like, damn, you know, I kind of like, damn. But when you actually experience it, it breaks your heart. And no one knows that pain until you experience it. And it breaks the family, and it kind of fucks with your mentality. But, you know, if you keep God in your life, and you keep positive, man, and you have this goal in your life, and you got to continue that.
It never gets better. You just learn how to live with it better. And never, because he's gone. He's never going to be here. But when that happened, bro, they dropped off his car. They dropped off Danny's car. So I remember you were scared to look at it, like, because this is where the car, he got killed in his car. So when we went to his car, like just to see, like, this is where,
you know, I don't feel like I'm closer to anybody because we had this relationship since we were young, and I wanted you there. You know what I'm saying? You know, we ended up getting the car, and they ended up picking the car up and shit. You know, whatever, the insurance, whatever. You know what I mean? But you know, when shit's new, you know, the shit happens to you, the shit's new, man, the feeling is indescribable. And I didn't want to see it by myself, you know, so I called him. I'm like, hey, bro, can you know, pull up, you know, kind of just, you know, come over here, you know what I mean? I just kind of need that comfort, and, you know, especially it's my nigga, you know what I mean? And you kind of see the car, and
blood.
Holes everywhere. It's a lot of holes in it, man, and it kind of gives you a description that it was unexpected. And you know, my brother made it to the hospital. He lived for 30 more minutes, and I remember he told, you know, the nigga that he was with, his side hurt, shit, you know, and I personally feel like you know, he died scared. You know, and I wish I could have been there with him. I kind of gave him guidance. You know, you need to be careful who's hanging out with. You know, he's kind of hanging out with someone that he shouldn't been around. And
All right.
yeah, you know, and I didn't think that would be his, you know, the end of, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? I didn't think that it was gonna be like that for him. I miss my brothers, you know. Rest in peace to my brother Danny and Havo, and you know, if you guys are out here, just, you know, be safe. It's important that you come back to your families, especially if you got kids. I recently had a son. He's actually 2. And I want to explain that fatherhood's been great. Fatherhood is fucking awesome. They become like your best friend. And you kind of just don't want to miss any moments with them. So, you know, it's important that if you out here fucking around, just be on your 10 toes. You know what I'm saying?
Because ain't no promise that you're going to make it home. Like, when me and bro used to come out, and me and some of the guys used to come out when we went out, we knew what was up. We didn't go out like, oh, I think it's like, we strapped, we on point as much as we can be, can't stop shit from happening. Because anyone could die at any time. So, like, it's just different losing a brother. And I tell people, like, it's different, I'm saying, from losing a friend, because we lost friends. We lost good friends. We lost good dudes. But it's different when it's your brother. It's different when this is who you grew up with. Like, a part of you leaves. And it's that hole, and you try to replace that hole with revenge, or you got that hate. And no matter how much revenge you get, no matter how much hate you got towards somebody, that shit don't change nothing. Like, you rather, besides all that, you rather have, and don't take no one for granted, because you rather have him back than your revenge or the hate towards somebody, or you looking for somebody. Yeah. I'd rather have my brother back. And, you know, I always yell free the guys, man. I always yell free the guys, because free is a powerful thing. To be free mentally, spiritually, physically is a powerful thing. But like today, I'm yelling, rest in peace to God. Rest in peace to God. Rest in peace to JV, Jonathan Valdez, Jamie, Jaime G. Rest in peace. Pinkster. Rest in peace. Angel the Don. Like, everybody love Angel. Rest in peace. Angel the Don. Rest in peace. Kiki. Rest in peace. Boo. Rest in peace. Dante Brown. Rest in peace.
Also D'Angelo, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? D'Angelo.
It's been a long list of numbers, man. Over
like,
the
we
years.
could just going and going and going. Like we seen all the older homies went, but when you lose your homies, that's the one that you shout out to. You know what I'm saying? But we could go on and on with the older guys. On and on. We growing up. We walk outside. We seen them one day, and then we don't see them no more. And you not know what's going on. So,
especially with we mentioned the name of my boy Angel. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, you know, Angel the Don, man, he got a list of name, A Boogie, whatever.
Yeah. Money bag.
You know what I'm saying? And, man, he was a solid nigga, man. You know.
Everybody loved him.
Man, he kind of reminded me of you and bruh. I don't want to say his name, man, but my nigga bruh, you know what I'm saying? He big bruh. And it's like you guys combined. Yeah. That was him. You know what I mean? And Angel was just he's a good friend, and he did his thing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know, he died December 26, 2016. I was with him the day before. It was actually on Christmas, you know what I'm saying? And we was chilling, you know, one of my gut niggas and shit, man. And, you know, shout out to my nigga Tano, man. And, you know, we was chilling shit, man. We was chilling in the back and fucking, we was chilling, whatever. We was drinking. I think that was kind of like the first time I tried Bel Air. I didn't know that shit kind of gets you fucked up, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. How it does and shit. So we drank like 2 bottles, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of fucked up and shit. I had my truck. I'm kind of thinking like, I'm like, man, cause I remember telling him, hey, what you gonna be on? You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, let me back forward real quick. He was when we was all chilling, he was kind of explaining, all the shit he got for his nephews and whatever for Christmas shit. PS3. I don't remember around the time. But he was all excited. He spent like I think a couple bands. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. You know what I mean? And everyone was excited. Whatever. And we were just talking shit. Whatever. And so when it came down to leave and shit, I thought we was going to go to, I kind of was thinking I was going to stay at his brother's crib, you know what I'm saying? That's where he used to be at. And, I'm like, hey, fam, we're going to go to, over there. And what the fuck happened? I thought I was going to sleep on the floor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm drunk. I'm like, damn, I got to drive to the crib and shit, man. I think I already had a DUI and shit, man. So, I'm nervous. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I just don't like drinking and driving and whatever. And what the fuck happened? See, he's like, nah, I'm gonna chill with fam, man. I got some shit to do in the morning. So, all right, cool. So I ended up going to my uncle's, crash out and shit, man. And when I woke up in the morning, I think it was kind of like 10, 11. I was, eating something or whatever. I'm gonna hit this nigga up, see where he at. And, he wasn't answering, whatever. So I ended up, calling someone else, and I ended up getting a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, you hear what happened?" And I'm like, "Nah." They're like, "Angel just got." And that shit made my heart drop, man. And I kind of consider him a best friend to this day, man. He was a best friend to a lot of people. And I kind of consider him a best friend because, man, he was just a good dude, man. He was just a good dude. You was happy every time you was around him. And, he lost his life, man. And I wish that didn't happen, man, because I really wish that didn't happen to a lot of my friends, man, because, there's so much opportunity out here to grow and just be around each other and enjoy a good time. That's what it's about. You got one life. So enjoy it with your people, especially your friends. And, kind of where we were at, man, just, people losing their life and shit and motherfuckers getting locked up, man. And, you just come to a realization, man. You just got to be careful and enjoy your time. If you're out, enjoy your time. You
never know when you're going to lose somebody, so don't take no one for granted, especially your brothers. You never know when you're going to lose somebody, so I cherish the relationships I got. Man, with all that saying, love your people. Love your people. Don't take no one for granted because you don't know when's the last time you're going to see somebody. And with all that, I'm saying free the guys. Free the guys, free the guys, free the guys. This is Juju G. That's Yayo right there. Free the guys.
And I want to say goodbye to everybody, but I also want to say one thing. Whatever you guys are doing out there, just keep it pushing. If you're going through some type of mental state where you kind of feel depressed, don't just hold it in. Kind of figure it out. See if there's someone that can help you. There's always a friend out there, and if you don't got no friend, try to man up and deal with it to a manner where you can handle it and you push forward. Also, thank you again for having me on your podcast. Free the guys, man, free all the guys, man. And even the guys that I don't even know, what I'm saying, out there, man, because there's so many people in the joint, that deserve a second chance, man. So, free the guys, man, and, thanks for hearing the story. And hopefully it just helps you guys out. Until they open ourselves and we all rise, I'ma forever stand there yelling out free the guys.
When I was lost, my freedom was lost. Found my way out, gotta get the guys out. Days turn to months, months turn to years. My face card still good, but my heart filled with tears.
Gotta dedicate this to the guys in the penitentiary. Loved one got a dub, some be
some got a century.
Got my nigga Sneaky, go, let me peek and got Bob Sub. I'm doing love. Listen to love you. Seemed like yesterday we was riding.